football is a game of chance. So yes, I can be the best player, but today it may not be my turn. You may be the worst player, but today you will hit all the goals. And as far as there is no goal, there is no win. Even Arsenal is supported by me.
Hello and welcome to the Untold Stories, as we do it always, bringing you exclusive interviews with your favorite sports personality. And today we are in the office of the Deputy Director of National Service Scheme, and she is a woman of many talents. I will be revealing our guest very soon, but then I know you have had a long break. Afishiapa, Merry Christmas, and we have also had a very long break, but we are back. This is the Untold Stories. My name is Betty Yoss, and I will be doing this with my colleague Michael Oware-Aboagye, and today is going to be all about women football. I know you've been seeing more about Berry ladies. You don't know much about them. Halifax now Berry ladies. Today we'll be discussing more about them, that new air that is currently blowing in women football. We are in the office of a very big woman, yes. She is the Deputy Director of the National Service Scheme, and also she is the President of the Vice President of Brekum Chelsea, and currently she is the CEO of Berry Ladies. We are in the office of no other person than Dr. Gifty Oware-Aboagye. She is also a management member of Black Maidens. I said that she's a woman of many talents. Welcome on the show.
Thank you.
Okay, so I mean, we've heard a lot about you. Vice President of Brekum Chelsea, management member of Black Maidens, and also now CEO of Berry Ladies. The new thing that you are bringing into women football. If you say Dr. Gifty Oware-Aboagye, who is she? How will you describe yourself?
Betty Gifty Oware-Aboagye, born on the 4th of July. So the same day with America. So I have a lot of unique talents coming in. I was born in the 80s, precisely in the 1986. So I'm a 4th of July 1986 born. I'm the only girl with 2 brothers. I have a baby. Not really a baby. He says he's not a baby. I have a son, a 15-year-old son, who will be 16 this year.
Okay.
Mom and dad are still alive. I'm MPP. So I'm a politician. And then I love sports. I love sports.
So talk of sports. I mean, we've seen that you are not doing only the men's sports, because we know you to be the Vice President of Brekum Chelsea, and now we know you have a new club, that's the Berry Ladies.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Berry. Okay, so the berry brand is just the fruits berry. And then I think right from 2007 I had grown love for this berry name, and it's because of the country called Australia. So there's a town there called Berry, and this town, from the 1st of January to the 31st of December, every day there is an event. So the town Berry gave me the hope of the berry when I wanted to set up my first company, which became a foundation I had after I had my son. So I've had Berry all through. Okay. So almost everything of mine is called Berry. That's the whole idea of the berry. And it used to be called Halifax. The whole idea is just to bring some lightness and lightening in the system and make the woman the woman. Because berries are beautiful, they're colorful, they are the only fruits that you eat inside out. You don't throw any part of berries out. Tomatoes are berries. So you just have to do something to make us understand that we are not just going to be a football club, but a club that will encompass everything and make the woman a whole woman. Whether she decides to play or stop playing, any branch she takes, she has to be whole. So that's the whole idea of the berry.
So now, I mean, what was the motive or the idea behind getting a female football club? Because one would say that is not an avenue
making money.
Yeah, making money. In Ghana, if you want to make quick money, it means you have to attach yourself to a Premier League club.
Yeah.
So what was the whole idea behind that?
Giving back to the society and seeing women like myself establish themselves. Because in Ghana, I had seen that a lot of women are being exploited, especially in the football fraternity. Women presenters, women this, women that, but nobody was telling their stories the way it's supposed to be. Because right after they are done playing, what next for them? So I wanted just to give back to the society, see how best we can still excite the people, get to what the people love to, which is sports, because it's one of the things that bring all of us together. Then give back to the women's club, because I'm a woman. And seeing myself, I think that if I want to be a good role model, then I could once in a while branch from my basic politics and the typical, all the schools I'm doing, and still focus on a hobby that can make me also protect other people.
Now, we've been seeing a lot of berries flyers. I mean, very beautiful, and the energy attached to it. I mean, it's refreshing. What new should women football lovers expect from Berry Ladies? Because it seems you guys are bringing in something different.
Sure.
We are seeing most of your, I mean, you were unveiling your players. Yeah. You do a flyer with a player, people that they should watch out, players they should watch out for, and it's not the normal you dressed in a manly way, posed for the camera, but this in makeup, looking all beautiful. Like this is something we don't really see in our women football terrain. What new are you bringing into the game?
You see, the woman is still a woman, no matter where and what she does. So this person is playing football, but when they are done with the football, they have kids, they have families, they have to stay. And we live in a stereotyped society where the woman footballer will send their family. So in bringing them, there's so much beauty I always see in them, because I know when we all know in makeup how we look, when we put on makeup how we look too. And these are girls that had to tell their stories. They are very beautiful stories, and you wanting to tell their story for someone to listen, you have to present them to the people differently. So we're just trying to make the people understand that on the field we play like men, just as it's in golf. Because they say golf is women forbidden, it's gentleman's match. But at the end of the day, when the golfer is done, she's still seen as a woman, she's no more seen as a man. So we want this woman to go out there, play very well, as she will, because we'll beat a lot of the teams we'll meet. But then again, when we are done, people must see that we say this is a ladies' club. So it's a women elite club, not men's club. So that was just about it. And when you see, if you check the people that we have on board, for instance, Mercy Teko, she's done a lot of scoping. And in all of this, she still dresses like a woman. She still has a point to see her in cap and slings. So why can't my women be like her? And these are the kind of role models we're trying to focus on for these girls. For them to understand that, yes, you can belong to football fraternity. Hillary is there, we have Nadoli, and everybody's there. And all these women, they are still able to be mothers and people's wives. So why can't those women also do the same? And that's why we are trying to tweak it, get more celebrities on, get lawyers on, artists, everybody. Because on our board we have many scope of people that nobody ever thought even love football. Because there are times you have to psych the people. There are times we need people to make them happy. Because for instance, I got a friend of mine who is a female comedian to meet him, and they were amazed. But then they were surprised to even know she had played football before. And there are many people in this country who have. Because as I played in the Indies Hall football.
Oh, you played football?
Yes, I played football myself in the Indies Hall when I was a student at Kenya University. One of the things I found out later was that now Vice President's wife, Excellency Samira Baumia, was a player.
Oh.
And she still looked pretty.
Yeah.
And she's always pretty. And many other young ladies have played before. So this is the story we want to tell. That if somebody knows that, okay, so Her Excellency Samira played, and she's still as pretty as she is, and she's able to still become the woman she is, why can't I?
So that is the story that you are using Berry to tell.
Yeah.
Okay. And we know Mr. Sami Inimado is also part of that. Is it kind of a partnership?
Yeah, it's a partnership.
Sort of. Okay.
It's a partnership. So it's a partnership.
Okay.
He is the president of the club.
Okay. And I mean, getting, we know Mercy Tego was formerly of Halifax.
Yeah.
And then when it was transitioned to Berry, you reappointed her. It might have cost you a fortune getting her on board.
This is continuity. I think speaking to her, I remember one of the things she said that really motivated me was the fact that her love is to make sure she grows more talent. And it's not just about the money. So Mercy is not just our coach, she's an integral of the team.
Okay.
So, and she loved Halifax, took Halifax through processes, and then she's taking Berry through the same. So, and for us at our place, it's a family. We go beyond just it being a team and people just coming to play and go, or train and go. We try to understand and get into the psyche of the people. And there was no other better person to help us get into this dream than her. Because a lot of the discipline wanted to instill in these people to cause the change. She had it. And speaking to her, we felt as a management we can graciously let her be our technical team. I think so far she's done marvelous.
How difficult has it been bringing this change psychologically? It's a psychological change to these players, because we know how static most of these players are. How difficult has it been?
It's not been easy. It's a natural phenomenon. Even for me, if you want me to stop putting on this, because most of the times, I love trendy glasses, I don't like round glasses because of how my face is. So if all of a sudden I go and I'm told that I have to change my glasses, I don't think I'm going to be very happy. But if I'm giving reasons why, and I understand that it's not for today but for my future, maybe why not, I would. So yes, it's not been easy for them. They're human beings. Everybody they know is doing it just as it is. So for them to stand out to be exemplary is difficult. But we're taking it slow with them, we're taking it easy. We try to instill discipline, and some rules we have to instill in camp is there. But aside that, yes, we give few allowances, people will err. But I believe in the saying that the more I err, the less I would live with wrongs. So yes, they are erring, we are accepting it. Those we have to punish, we always do punish. And then we go on and on. Because what we are looking at is discipline. But that's what sports is about. Being disciplined and conforming to the right thing. Yeah.
Mike?
Well, I'm looking at, Halifax to Berry.
Yeah.
Obviously, the women's game hasn't attracted enough when it comes to finances. How difficult has it been? Regardless of the transition from Halifax to Berry ladies, finances, managing these players, you have staff to pay. But how difficult has it been?
It's just been like any club. I think some of the main club are also having issues with all of that. It's about how good we've been able to market the brand. And yes, changing from Halifax to Berry, it's not been just a one-day thing. We've spoken to people that understand this whole processes, and we have to hire sometimes marketing consultants to help us out. And even for just a logo and making the logo, I thought what we had to go through. We all have different impressions of what the dream was. At one point we had to say, no, this one wants a 6 stars, that wanted 5. No, and we all had to explain. Unfortunately for us, most of us are Christians, so it was a point of understanding that is this close to our Christian values, and then we can. But we've been able to get agencies that are coming on board in the following, I think, days before the league, which should be close within the week. We are going to unveil some of our partners and sponsors. Some of them have decided to say they are our donors, because to them they believe that they are also doing a corporate responsibility to just help, and they don't think they need anything back from the agency. So that's how it's been. And then we are fortunate to have brands like Mercy and the rest, who are big brands. So if I'm going to sell and I say, hey, my coach is the Black Queen's coach, Mercy Tego, you give me. So that's how it's been for us. And almost all our board members, as I know, have been very helpful. Like I said, we have all walks of life. We have great people on board to contribute to the lives of the girls. Sometimes sanitary pads, sometimes water, where they sleep, what they do, what they eat. People are every day getting on board and saying that, hey, I want to take this part of them. And everybody's seeing it as giving back to the society and making sure that these girls are okay.
And from where you sit, I mean, if you look at the growth or the development of women's football in the country, are we getting there? Are we on the right path?
Slowly we are, and looking at how it's been. Because you remember way back, the woman wasn't voting even at the general elections. Yeah. And then it went to the point of saying, okay, now women, go and get one and come. How about a lot of fights when I see them ask, put women's football and then Division 1 on the same pedestal.
Yeah.
So I told them that this is a premier team and you cannot put me on the same pedestal as them. And it takes time, and God being so good, FIFA says that football is a woman. So now everybody who do not appreciate women's football is going to struggle, because now FIFA is saying that from now every male club should have a female club. So we are going to be poached by many people now, and they are going to understand how difficult it was to run a female club where selling players is not an easy thing, but then you have to make sure that you get it done right, and then treat her just as, because she has to put on all the jerseys. They won't say because it's a women's club just use one jersey. You still have to get an away, home, and a reserve jersey. You still have to get all every accessory is gotten just like them. You have to play on the field. It's 90 minutes too. But the men didn't want to appreciate the fact that the women are also doing their best. And you know, the beautiful thing about the women's football is that as men play better when they are younger, we rather play better when we are older. So the point is that you have to spend more to be able to get her to jump into playing well. So all of these things are changing. And yes, in Ghana, I don't think we've done a lot. But then looking at how we've run, and now government is paying almost all the money that we are owing, maybe, why not? We should see something different coming up, especially in the next era when we are going to run this whole process that's really happening.
But has it been attractive?
Attraction, yes, because if it's not attractive, I don't think I would want to own one. It is, and a lot of people are owning one. You know, we have many people, including even men are also beginning to, because when you check the ownership of even all the 16 clubs, you find out that a lot of them are owned by men, which means that the men have seen something that we don't see. So we are encouraging more women to also, why not own female clubs and make sure that we are getting somewhere. It will take all the steps and all of us coming together and doing it. Because now at Galka we have women representation. Very soon they will say Galka representation, so I don't have to skew myself into women like the way political parties as women organizers. When some women are still youth, but then they always say, oh, women organizers. Whether is a man supposed to contest or not, we don't. But you see, that's the same thing that's happening, because now we say Galka election and I see Galka women's representation. Why? Why can't it just be Galka? And it's getting there. At FIFA, it's getting there. The UN only had UN. Now they have UN women. And slowly it's dripping like that. So very soon we'll see more women in the football fraternity now picking up. Some people did. The Clinton lady did it when she went to contest for the presidency. Though she didn't get a lot, I thought it was a bold decision and great step. Fabia had done it before when she also contested. So we are having women who still have excitement to say, I want football to be part of me. And then the football belongs to both of us.
And are there plans of going for any position that is in football in general? I talk of men's football in the next 2, 3, 4, probably 5 years.
Most of the time I give my plans to the future, which is the wind. Because we don't know, so I will not say never or ever. But I would say that for now I would want to focus on Berry, make Berry a brand, and make everybody understand that women's football would be spoken of again. But we are not doing it just like the Legon FC one. Where it's just on the face, we want to win.
Oh, so they are doing it just on the face?
No, they are, because they are not scoring.
Okay.
They are not getting the results.
Yeah, we are going to get the results, but then we are not going to push ourselves to the left. But for us, it's about the career of the women, it's about their professionalism and embodying in them something discipline that we feel was getting missing in the women's football. And when we are done with that, we know we can score a lot, like I said. And whether or not we win our matches, that is not the point.
Yes, you have a good coach. Amazing coach. Yes, and good players too. But obviously ahead of the new season that will kickstart some few days there. clearly from what you're saying, winning the ultimate, I mean, Berry ladies are champions this season. That is not.
That's not. You see, the main focus of a team is to become victors.
Yeah.
So every team wants to win. But the point is that we have our targets as making sure we've been able to instill something in our girls.
Okay.
We've been able to make a name. Because see, when Messi is your coach, two things happens to you. Everybody is going to score you. You know why? And you're going to play like nobody's business, because every player, professional player, wants to play for Black Queens.
Yeah.
And that's a scouting point. So if I see Messi Tego on the line and you are playing with her team, I want to score you. So yes, my girls are ready to go get out there, do their best. But what I'm saying is that we are not out there to make sure it's a do or die affair. No. For us, it's a point of growth. For us, is to get to Africa and tell a world story and say Ghana is doing football different. And Ghana is not doing like anybody is doing it.
We've been talking a lot about bringing new, different vibe into the women's game. What difference should we expect? When you talk about different, what do you mean different? What should we expect to see?
In our brands, how we play, the post and the pre. Because our pre-matches is not going to be the same as it used to. Our ladies are going to, like I said, bring new vibes. Our kitten is even feminine. We're not doing the masculinic shirts that everybody doing. So everything we're doing is V-neck. We don't believe that the woman should be represented in the form of a man. She should come as a woman. If the makeup is going to excite them and tone them down for them to be able to play better, we'll do it.
Makeup
before, why not? Because other countries are doing it, and then so we have Brazil still scoring all the goals, and they are still in makeup. So makeup will not prevent you from doing it right. A player is supposed to be disciplined. So if I know that I'm going to play at 12, and I know that I have 6 hours from the wake up time to 12. If I have to use 30 minutes to make up, I would let the player make up. Because one, it releases nerves, it makes me comfortable, and I'm coming in there to make sure that I am playing not just with you as anybody, but I'm playing with all my zeal. So, and our players are doing stuff that makes their hobbies come true, because everybody is going to survive well, properly, making money out of their hobbies. So we still have them still going to school. Those who love school are still doing. Those who are supposed to learn crafts are doing. We are learning French. We are learning the languages that are around us. So when we have to play in Togo or Benin, none of them have to struggle. And this is just the dream. This is what we want to achieve.
Well, we will be ending very soon, but then in the not too far future, what do you want to see in the women football team? With the kind of energy that you are bringing into the fraternity, what do you want to see in the women football team?
Like I said, women need to be represented well. We are told that wherever you are represented well, your issues are discussed better. We have to see more women struggling to get into the school. It's not going to be just women representation, but some, because most clubs also have women who are still staff of those male clubs. So they should be able to put more women to come contest and see how best we can get these women to still be at school.
But do you think that, sorry to cut you, but do you think that our women club administrators or owners are putting in their best?
They are.
Because it seems that they are not really running in a professional way that they should, because of the usual song that lack of money. Do you think that they are putting in the needed tool to get them to that professional standard?
We are. Because see, let me take Kazakhs. It's been run by Emily. What good thing are they not doing right? They're doing everything. When you take the police ladies, it's been run by great women who understand all of the ethics of the sports. Let's go back to aviation. Let's get to almost all the people that are playing here. And take me out of Berry, put Mercy in there, put Hilary out there, put Barbara. All these women are making sure that things are changing. So I don't think it's about not us not having the money or having the money, but for professionalism, I think it's cool. Our challenge has just been a point of putting in and not gaining back. That's been the problem. And I think that at this point of Ghana football's life, after the stimulation we got from GFA during the COVID time and all that, almost all the teams are fired up. We have some few sponsors now. And then Kathleen and other people have come on board. We've got some K-Star balls that were very beautiful, made for both us protect and also the regular pitches, which were not really something we're getting. And then GFA is doing their best. If you see the coordination and how COVID tests, when are we planning this? They've come to check this, they want to check that, they will help you correct this, correct that. I think so far. And they've been very straight with us on all the registrations. Way back, it used to be very flexible. Now everything is being done accurately so we can compare ourselves to any other league that is out there. Like I said, our target is to play Africa. So whether I'm first or second, as far as I'm playing Africa, I'm fine. We set up a board that has people that could mentor these people and so get them to understand what they needed as young people. We have various people with a lot of skills, training them one way or the other. So we believe that after football ends for them, there is life. And for us, we're going to keep ourselves as families as far as we are all together. Because once someone is a berry, they are the person become part of the berry family. And berries, like I said, we are inside out. We never stop surviving. Wherever you drop a berry, any little thing, it grows.
When you talk of surviving, I mean, I'm citing them as an example because they are the ones that I can cite for now. You know, when Wow Stars transitioned to Legon Cities, we know the fire they came with, that energy and all that. And then suddenly, it seems that fire is quenching.
Is it true?
It looks like. Hope we are not going to see that fire in very quenching and maybe 2-3 seasons to come. Are there plans in place to keep that blazing?
You remember when I was speaking, I said, take me out of Berry as an individual. Berry is beyond Gifty. Berry is beyond Sammy. Berry is beyond anybody. Nobody is inevitable, but the club is surviving. Because Halifax is survived, and then it's transitioning into Berry. What we are doing is to make sure institutions in the club works. So there are people who are part of the club that are not the regular football people everybody see, but for instance, finances, we're managing it as it's supposed to. So we know that this is what we need to be part of the club. This is what I'm bringing on board. So it's not about me or anybody else. And I don't really think that Legon FC is really coming down. The challenge may be, COVID brought a lot of challenges. And you know, they had a whole vibe and how they pushed the people out because of what they wanted to bring into the football industry and the love they were bringing back. Maybe yes, that love might have gone down, but you cannot tell a team that had signed as a Oware-Aboagye as a team going down. Maybe yes, results are not achieved. Yes, so the challenge is not about them, and let's all be real here. That football is a game of chance. So yes, I can be the best player, but today it may not be my turn. You may be the worst player, but today you will hit all the goals. And as far as there is no goal, there is no win. Even Arsenal is supported by me.
They will come at you.
Even Arsenal, no joke. Even Arsenal is supported by me.
The Ghanaians will come after you, I know.
Yeah, I know the Ghanaians. Yeah, I know the Ghanaians. Even a lot of them looking at my face. Maybe my own son will hit me hard, but it's fine.
Wow.
It's fine because I'm a Chelsea fan, and I've not been a Chelsea fan because of ASEAN. I've been a Chelsea fan way before ASEAN joined.
Yeah, last time too.
The back that times are those when I really joined. I wonder I was part of Chelsea. And then when Jose Mourinho went there, because of his love for Africans, I loved him. So I've been a very strong Chelsea fan, still a Chelsea fan to death.
So she follows the women's fellowship team.
I am also a Chelsea fan.
Don't mind him. It's better to follow the women's fellowship than to be part of a team that has no dream. You see, because you can't be part of. Arsenal nearly went on. What do you call it? They were going on relegation. Yeah. And then Chelsea, we saved Arsenal. It was out of us our prayer that Arsenal is staying. Because Arsenal Ghana must be last. Must always be below us.
You will see how the Ghanaians are looking at you.
I can feel it.
So I just want to find out, I mean, are there plans of venturing fully into the men's game? Though you are the vice president of Brekum Chelsea currently, and you do women's football very. Are you thinking of going into the men's game fully?
If fully means owning a men's club.
That is what I do.
Oh, but if you own 1% in a men's club, I still own a men's club. You see, I think that, like I said, for me, anything for me becomes a family. So yes, why not? And I believe every team which is in the Premier should have all the divisions. That's what I believe in. Because these divisions, at least you feed one with the other. And as far as players grow, that's how all this big play has been. Because when you go to the Arsenals and the rest, you all have academies that feed them with these young ones. And then these people grow to become the better players everybody's looking at, which I think is fair. So yes, we would do that. But like I said, for me, I never say never. I never say ever. Because tomorrow is left to the wind. Whatever that happens tomorrow, I think if the excitement comes, why not? It's just for me, it's about excitement and wanting to own it and own it with the people. Because I have to get teams that say, hey, we can do this together. And anytime I say we can do this together, because I remember anytime I tell my friends and even godfathers and even families that, hey, I have decided to own a football club. Football, what are you doing with it? It's interesting to everybody. And anytime I say, oh, this one, I'm part of it, they're like, why? It is Ikotoko. But you see, the good thing is that before Brekum, I was a Kotoko fan. But now I can't say I am a Kotoko fan because I am a Brekum Chelsea fan. And I'm not just a fan, I'm a true blue. And all my life is blue.
Local, blue, international.
But finally, but it's funny because the president is not a Brekum Chelsea.
He's a United.
He's a United. He's not a Chelsea fan. Which is very interesting.
I can just imagine.
So anytime there is a Chelsea argument, we are not friends. We're only friends when it's supposed to be.
Well, finally, there is something I want to do. You said you were a former player. What happened to your football career?
Mine was just playing. I remember those times when you play, you'll be given a room. I was playing at the university, but really, not really because of the room, but I love to play. For me, it was an exercise, one. Two, it was a point of building friendship with people because I really had less friends. So I played badminton, I was playing hockey then, I played the football, and then I started playing golf too. So I had to find my roots well and know what. But most of the time when you're a football player, it's very possible you can play hockey. Because that's one of the good things about because football and hockey has so much similarity here. And you can, most good footballers can play hockey too. And the university, those are the games I was playing. And badminton, because my hall was the badminton hall. So in this hall, any sports person in this hall has played badminton. So I learned to play badminton. Is like playing to the wind. Because with tennis, once you play to the ball, with badminton, you just play with the strip. The strip is very small. You just play to the wind. So you just build that's why I built my arms. So you build your arms and you build stamina. So if really you want to be a good player, it's one of the games you should play. It builds your stamina because you keep throwing the hand and then you hardly get muscles.
That's your football career and because of injury?
Yeah, I got injured, so I had this problem here. And then when after that I had to stop playing football. But then really, I think after playing football, maybe I still had a love in between until this time.
You have the same story.
Brekum was a former player.
Former player.
Yes, I was Liberty professional.
Liberty professional. By now you'd have been there somewhere, Jan and then. But it's fine. That's why you are giving us all the news.
Oh, of course.
Because we couldn't have had anybody to give the news. Because I was with him on radio on the first, and the way he was giving the news.
Yeah, so this is the Untold Stories, and today we were in the office of Dr. Gifty Oware-Aboagye, who is the Deputy Director of National Service Scheme, and also the Vice President of Brekum Chelsea, CEO of Berry Ladies, and Management Member of Black Maidens. As for, I mean, when I'm talking about your
credentials,
yes, and your credentials, I have to pause because it's many.
I'm the only one when I'm having an interview. I have my manager.
You have your manager. So this is the Untold Stories. My name is Betty Yosa, and I was here with my colleague Michael Isiantre. It's been interesting, it's been exciting. Watch out for Berry Ladies. They will be bringing something exciting, unique into the women's game, and I promise I'm not going to miss any Berry game. I'm not going to miss any of them. So yeah, so you should also watch out. And the women's league will be starting on the 15th of this month, just next week, and the women's Premier League will be starting. We'll catch you same time on another episode. This has been the Untold Stories. Peace out.